has transformed in 2020, what are the hiccups that I had to overcome, and what are the achievements that I have been able to reach or achieve in 2020. So with that said, let's get started. So coming back, okay. One of my client is messaging me and it's kind of being distraction, so let me close that. I'm sorry, my friend. We'll respond to you once I'm done with this video. Cool. I just closed it. So anyways, coming back. So to revisit back 2020, all I had to go to the starting of 2020, and in fact go into December month of 2019. So till that point of time, I only had to work with one client to live the kind of standards of living that I was accustomed to, and that was the only person that I was working with on a consistent basis for almost an year. So 2019, I all worked with that client, and I love him because I care about him as a brother, even till date. I love him. We even talk right now. And I was working with him, and throughout 2019 and 2020, we decided that 2019 December 30th or 31st, I do not remember the exact date, but we decided that we are no longer going to work together because the direction was not aligned with the direction that I was moving forward with. So anyways, we care about the friendship, not the business, not disturb our friendship, so which I'm super grateful for. And we decided to take different routes. And January 1st of 2020, I was left with no clients. I did not have a list. I did not have an online presence. I did not have any other clients that I can fall back on for revenue basis. And basically, I was not making any revenue on January 1st of 2020, which was kind of super scary stuff. I was scared to death that I was so scared, and when I was about to share this to my wife that hey honey, we no longer have any clients and I need to find out how we can generate revenue for 2020, and that was one of the scariest things. I was like so scared of the conversation that I had to have with my wife and my family, and not because it was something kind of awkward. It was because I was so scared that it might ruin the relationship that I had. But our relationship is stronger than that, so it did not even affect an inch of the love that she had on me, which I'm super grateful for. That's the reason I love her like to death. So when I said that, okay, now 2020 January 1st, I had no list, no clients, nothing, no online presence. I was not publishing, and I was like, let's take a quick second to reanalyze what was the mistake that I did. I was only working with one person. It was not a kind of a mistake. It was something that I was doing because I did not need a second client back then. But now I work with multiple clients, so which is kind of crazy. Listen to the transformation though. So I took some time to analyze what kind of person that I wanted to work with, and I was revisiting. The one good thing that I did was I was learning different skill set across the years. From the past 4 years, I was learning different skill sets that added on top of each other, and that's not something that someone can take away with them. So which I'm super grateful for. So I wanted to fall back on the skill sets that I thought that were going to pave my way in the direction that I see myself moving towards. So the very first thing that I did was I was revisiting Russell Brunson's One Funnel Away Challenge, which was kind of the first thing that I went back to, because I enjoy funnels and I enjoyed the client that I was working with was also in marketing. So I understood funnels a lot, and I wanted to go back to funnels and revisit One Funnel Away Challenge, because I already went through One Funnel Away Challenge. I was looking at the replays, and in that Russell gave a challenge to go publish like go publish consistently for a year and come back to me and say that come back to me and talk to me if your life has not transformed, right? That was a challenge, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll take up the challenge. And I started looking. I just started. Till this point, I decided that I have to publish, but I was not publishing, because by this point of time, couple of months passed by. I was not publishing. I was just doing stuff, not even doing it. I was planning stuff, planning for like almost 2 to 3 months. Nothing was moving in, nothing was coming in. I was just planning, and I realized one day, after going for a couple of months in, that nothing is happening. I was just planning all of this stuff, but what should I do to implement all of this? Because planning does not generate revenue, right? Planning just becomes a plan without implementation. So that's when I started. That's when I started publishing. In fact, I did not know much about publishing, so I started looking at who are the best people to learn about publishing content on different platforms like podcast, YouTube, Facebook, and multiple things. And there are specific people that I was able to connect with for each platform to learn from them. I invested at this point of time in myself for learning from them, and I was like, cool, okay, let's start publishing. And that's the first video. I used to walk for almost like 1 hour straight, or if you were watching the first few videos of the podcast or the Facebook Live, I used to go on a walk for almost 1 hour for health basis. I wanted to put down my weight, and I was walking. During the walk, I used to create videos, and it was kind of an entertaining stuff, because I was not good back then. I don't know what are the stuff that I should say. Even now, I do not consider myself that I'm the best person to publish, but still I publish, because I am not the person. I needed to become the person that I am supposed to be by doing this, right? So that's the reason I still publish. I do not consider myself a great speaker yet, but I know that I'll become one pretty soon by learning from the best people, of course. I do not want to be the person who finds my own path, like who learns everything as it comes. I want to learn it from people who have already learned it, and I just wanted to speed up the process and achieve the results that I want to, like, faster. So I started publishing, and nothing was happening. I was getting like a one-time kind of deals every now and then. Like there were a bunch of resources that I was using to maintain the systems, to manage the platforms. Some of the tools which you can find on mymarketingradio.com/resources. These are some of the tools that I was using, and I still am using, and I was breaking even, getting the clients, and when it comes to investing into the tools to manage my business. And that happened for almost like 6 to 7 months. I was kind of making some profit over there, like $600 to $700, like that. I was so scared to share this information, I was thinking a lot, and before I was thinking a lot, should I share this information with you? Because I was so scared that how would people interpret this, right? And even now, I kind of feel scared by sharing all of this. But that was the truth. That was plain truth. I do not want to mask things up. I just want to share it as it is. And watch me, because I'm going to grow like crazy in 2021. I'll let you know how. So I was making a couple of $100 here and there, nothing consistent. Let's suppose I was making $200 over today. The next deal, I did not know. I had to find for another deal. So that was happening for almost like 6 to 7 months, and by this point of time, it was December 2020, and nothing was working on a consistent basis. Let me phrase that correctly. So 2020 December, I decided that I'm going to join a. In fact, this was November, mid of November or starting of November. I believe it was like November 5th or 6th around that time. So I decided that I wanted to join Steve Larson's Offer Launchpad event that he was conducting, because I see by this point of time I already love him, and because he's one person, if you are watching this video, even though Russell Brunson was the person who introduced me to the concept of publishing, the person who convinced me to start publishing consistently is Steve, and I love him to death, and I've learned a lot of stuff from Steve. So I wanted to attend his event, and I signed up for it. It was like $497 or something like that. I signed up for the VIP, of course. I signed up for it, and I was connecting with people within the community. I said, when I signed up for the event, I said that, hey, you know what, Surya? I do not want to be that kind of an event where you attend it and you listen to it and you do not do anything and you come out of it and your life still is the same. I do not want to have that kind of a commitment when I'm signing up for Steve's event. So I had a clear frame that, hey, you know what? Whatever I do, I have to go all in. And one of my hidden agendas was to get noticed by Steve, and he did, which was kind of fun or something. If you did follow, if you were following me back then in November, December, I was doing a bunch of Facebook stories where you could have seen me joining the event, sharing the stage, listening to Steve, and taking action and kind of stuff. Everything was gold, and I had a frame that I had to take action for Steve to see me, and not only for Steve to see me, take my name out, stand out of the audience, but also to transform my life. That is what I decided, and I was connecting with people, and I said that, hey, if I'm going to go alone, it's going to turn out as the past 9 to 10 months has turned out. Nothing is going to move, nothing is going to happen. I will not be able to grow. I will not be able to grow to the next stage. So what I decided is I will be taking on. What I decided is that I needed an accountability partner. So this I in fact asked in the community that is there anyone that would like to join me, that would like to become my accountability partner, and a bunch of them reached out. A bunch of them commented in the comments section, but one person reached out to me and said that, hey, what do you mean, or what are you looking for in the accountability partner? And we started the conversation, and he became my accountability partner. And I was on a call. This was kind of an initial phase of the calls, and I was on the call with him, and he asked me like, Surya, what is your goals? What is the goal? I said like, I want to join Steve's high ticket program by like next year, 2021 or 2022. Sorry. Yeah. That's what I said to him, and he was like, sure. How do you plan to achieve it? I have no idea. Not so any idea. So I said to him like, okay, let's plan smaller goals. And he asked me like, what's your goal for this week? And I said that I wanted to start conversations that lead to sales, so that I can start generating revenue. And he said that, hey, here is a challenge. Here is something that I'm going to issue a challenge to you. Should you choose to accept it? That was not the phrase. I should accept it. That is only thought. So I joined. I asked him what's the challenge. He said that you have to. He asked me. In fact, he'd not say it. I said that I had to start 10 conversations. Out of 10 conversations, I needed to jump on like 2 to 3 sales calls and close one client. That was a challenge. And when I agreed to the challenge, I did not know how to start a conversation and who are the people that I'm going to jump on a call with and who is going to become my client. But in 3 days, I was able to close my first client, a consistent client, like on a consistent basis, where I'm still working with him now. And I was building funnels. I was coaching him on the course launch strategies and stuff. And I'm super excited for that. That was the first client that I had achieved in 3 days after committing into the challenge, because there was a catch in the challenge. If I did not achieve that result, I should do burpees, like 10 burpees in the morning and 10 burpees in the evening for almost a week, live in my Facebook page, on my Facebook profile. I did not know what a burpee was back then when I was making a commitment with my accountability partner, but I did not know. I went and Googled it, and I was like, are you kidding me? I never did a push-up in my entire life. How am I supposed to do that? That was the phrase. And when I was so scared of doing that, and that's what inspired me to. That's what pushed me towards the corner, and that's what inspired me to get my first client. And since then, I got like 4 clients, and I just signed up again. This is on January 1st of 2020. I actually signed up a new client, and it's so good to see your bank account growing. And last year, same time, I had no client. This year, same time, I have 4 clients who are paying me. Super exciting, and that's something that I want to share with you. And here is a quick quick thing that I want to kind of share with all of this. Publish, and 2 of my clients from all the 4 came from watching my content. And I cannot stress enough, if you are not publishing, your ideal client does not know that you are offering something that will transform their life potentially, if you are doing a good work. So start publishing. And what platform do you want to publish on? Whatever you prefer. Go to YouTube, start a YouTube channel, start publishing consistently. Or if you are kind of a person who listens to podcast, go to podcast, create a podcast on different platforms like Apple, Stitcher, whatever you choose to, and start publishing. You do not have to be like, the perfectionist when it comes to like publishing. When you are starting publishing, when you start to publish, not very many people will listen to it actually. The plain truth. And isn't that better? Not very many people listening to you when you're kind of not so good at what you're doing. And as you start publishing, as you do it consistently, you actually become good. And that's when you start growing, and that's when your majority of your followers can see that you are a human who was not so good at publishing. If you have some challenges, if you are good at already speaking in front of a camera, like I'm comfortable speaking in front of a camera, if you put me in front of like one-on-one, I am going to screw it up for sure. No chance that I will not be screwing it up. So if you put me in front of an audience or in front of a camera, I'm good. I definitely can talk forever. But if you put me in front of one-on-one person and ask me to talk forever, that ain't happening. You will get bored within like seconds or minutes tops. So I was cool with camera, and you do not have to be as comfortable as I am. You can be comfortable in front of one-on-one, and in fact, if you can, ask your loved ones or your brother or your sister or someone who you care about and who cares about you to sit across your desk and start saying it to them like, hey, you know what? I just want to explain you this topic, and this is how you can say it. You do not have to become a perfectionist. You do not have to have a script. If you want a script, if you are looking for a script, I do not have my book here. Go to Expert Secrets book, the new one. Look at the Epiphany Bridge script. Answer those questions, and that would become your story, and that would become your episode. You do not have to become like, you do not have to have a fancy equipment as well. I am recording this on my phone. I have my mic here. Simple. Cool. And this is what has happened, and this is the transformation that I was able to achieve in 2020. I'm super looking forward to 2021 because here are a few things that I have in my mind when it comes to 2021. Firstly, in fact, before doing this video, I was working on the new lead magnet, the 3 pitfalls of the course launch pitfalls. That's what I'm calling right now, which you will get to see in my profile or in my website, mymarketingradio.com. It's not there yet. It will be soon. So I needed to create that content, and I was working on that actually. And that is one thing that I'm working on. And also, apart from that, this is something that I'm super excited of doing. So I'll be documenting my journey as how I was creating the PDF. In fact, this is something that I'll be documenting as well, on how I was planning to create a PDF, how I'm when I'm not talking about the technical aspect, I was talking about how the content comes in. So if you want me to cover the technical aspects, let me know in the comments down below so that I can cover it as well. Not a big deal. I can do it like easy. So in fact, let me do that. Technical aspects, and how am I coming up with the topics, and what are the resources that I'm going to use when it comes to creating the PDF as well. And this is just one topic. I'll be covering the I'll be covering the value ladder. I'll be covering the funnels, how I'm planning the funnels and everything. And that's something that you'll be hearing out from me very, very soon, like in a month or 1.5 months, 60. By the end of February, it's going to blow up. And if you want to sign up, I'll put the link in the down below comment section or in the description section. If you're watching this on YouTube, go down, or if you're watching on Facebook, go down in the below comments. You would be able to find the instructions on how you can join, or how you can sign up for that. And also, the other thing is, if you're watching this on if you're listening to this in podcast, you will find it in the what do you call it? I forgot about that. The description section of the podcast as well. Cool. The notes section. Yes, that's what you call it. So go find that, and you'll be able to find all the things that I'm working on right now. And these are the things that I'm super excited for right now, which I'll be focusing on, and I'll be documenting this. Again, when it comes to documenting, I'm not going to take for effort to document. It's very limited. This is going to be on a Zoom call, and not very many people will be given access to this after I'm done with the recordings. And I'll record it, in fact, and you can know about it by going down in the below comments and go to the next page. You'll be able to find all the information that you need. Cool. Again, the page is not ready. Nothing is ready. You'll be joining a wait list, and you will hear out from me. Cool. So that's the transformation that I was able to achieve in 2020, and super looking forward to scaling up in 2021. And here is the one goal that I want to achieve, which I'm going to be upfront on. So I have one client who is paying me which will cover my daily life. That's perfect. I do not need many more clients. Still, why not? I do not want to repeat the mistake that has happened to me in 2019, right? So I'll be working with 3 clients who will be paying me like $2,000 a month by August 27th. That's the goal that I call, and you'll be hearing from me on how many clients have signed up. Or $6,000 a month is my goal that I'm moving towards, and it's not going to happen overnight. That's the reason I gave like 6-7 months for me to achieve that result, and I will let you know on what are the challenges, what kind of transformation that I'm going to have as I achieve that result. Cool. So with that said, if you did not subscribe to the channel yet, go down and do that. If you did not follow the page yet on the Facebook page, go do that. And if you did not subscribe to the podcast yet, do that. Why aren't you doing that? Go do that. Cool. So with that said, catch you in the next episode. Bye.